So we're going to be looking at how we can just quickly do an evaluation. Once again, we're going to use a Google form. More Google Forms. We could have just gone to forms.google. If you've opened from previous time, I'm just going to shut them. So let's go Google Training Evaluation. Now, as a Google certified trainer, every time I run training, I'm meant to do this. So I'm just going to quickly say which section of the school are you in? And I'm going to leave this multiple choice, so I'm going to write junior, senior, and admin. Apologies if I haven't used the right names there. And notice how we've got them there, and it can be used quite well. I can require that question to be answered, so you can't basically do it and finish it off without doing that. I'm going to answer here Dave's presentation style was engaging, whatever that means, and then I'm going to change it from being multiple choice to a linear scale. And so we're going to go strongly disagree to strongly agree. So I have that set up there, and basically now once I've got that up, generally I can put here I learned something new today. I'm hoping that's the case. I'm going to duplicate it again. I learned something that I will use in my classroom. And let's just do one more, which can be, this one will be actually, I probably didn't need to duplicate that one. I'll change this one around. The activity I will use that I found most helpful was, and I'm going to do this one because there could be a few in it. I'm going to go with a drop down on this one. A drop down means that I'll have about a dozen that can pop up there, and I'm going to simply put in here mapping from forms. I'm going to talk about Google Slides, Blogger, and let's do one more, which would be the research tool. And I know I've talked through a few more today, and in fact there might be some there that I didn't even get to, but there's 4 there, and so it's set up like that. So now what I have is set up in those sections there. Only one is compulsory. A couple of things that you probably want to make sure that you pay attention to with these sorts of ones. You can have a whole lot of setup up here, make a copy and move to the trash. In your settings, you do have the capacity to restrict to Inner Borough School users, but the trouble with that is that it requires them to log in. So generally I deselect that, but you can't have limit to 1 response if you don't actually have it, keep track of who it is. I don't let people see a summary of responses, so the default option's good. Note there's some quizzes options here and some other presentation type things which you can play with, but that's pretty good there. And basically from that, once we've got it here, we can see it, can choose what section we're in, come in and fill in the eval, and grab from there. For the one that I've forgotten to add, which would probably might just do quickly, which would be add a question, which is any other comments, and choose a paragraph box for that. And so when I come back here, I might just refresh the page. And so I'm in the junior school, strongly agree, learned something new today, yep. 3, and the mapping from forms was great, but he talks too quickly. Okay, press submit. So once we start to get that, we will have back here in the forms, we have a section called responses. You can see individually some of the different ones and flick through, but you also get these summary graphs which can help you be able to go from there, and that can be quite a handy way to do it. Obviously the more people who respond, the more interesting the graphs are, but that can be a handy way of doing evaluations.